Good evening. It's July 15th, 2014. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required in the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. This meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, please conduct the prayer and flag salute.
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations. This we ask in thy name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. In the event of emergency, the proper method for exiting the council chambers through the three doors in the rear of the room. Occupants should proceed down the staircase, out the front door, and move away from the area of the front steps. Any member of the public wishing to speak during the public session at the end of the meeting, please sign in on the white sheets provided in the front of the room. Please turn off all cell phones or place them on vibrate. If you must take a call, please leave the council chambers to do so. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Colbus.
Here.
Byer.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Armstead.
Here.
Cosby Hurling.
Here.
Sadowski.
Here.
Minichinko.
Here.
Yamakaitis.
Here.
Medina.
Here.
Kaczynski.
Here.
Mr. Moore.
Here. I'd like to get a motion for the minutes of the regular meeting for June 17th, 2014.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes. Seek a second.
Second.
Mr. Colbus.
Yes.
Byer.
Yes.
Brown.
Abstain.
Armstead.
Yes.
Cosby Hurling.
Yes.
Sadowski.
Yes.
Minichinko.
Yes.
Yamakaitis.
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Kaczynski.
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes. This evening we have a presentation for Andrew Evans McCarthy and Phillips 66 for the Yellow Ribbon Campaign. I'd like to call up Councilperson Byer and Councilwoman Cosby Hurling and Councilwoman Yamakaitis to make the presentation, please.
I defer to Councilman Armstead.
Thank you, Mr. Armstead.
The Yellow Ribbon Campaign was started in 2007, basically, as a grassroots effort to bring attention to our troops that were serving overseas. The campaign was started to ask all our residents to please show support for our troops by displaying yellow ribbons, such as the one in front of me, on their homes, on trees in front of their houses. And we've had a lot of efforts from the community, and we're continuing to do this, but we weren't able to do this without the help of several people or groups. And one business that I would like to present the resolution to would be Phillips 66 Bayway Refinery. I serve on the CAP team at Bayway Refinery, and it's endless efforts what the refinery does for the city of Linden and for the residents. So I'd like to ask Nancy Zayden and Mary Phillips to please come up. I'll read the resolution. Whereas the Yellow Ribbon Campaign to support U.S. troops was founded June of 2007 as a nonpartisan grassroots effort to unite all New Jerseyans to help our nation's military members and their families, honor those who served in the armed forces, remember all who have given their lives fighting for liberty, and whereas displaying a yellow ribbon bow is a sign of loyalty, respect, and honor that symbolizes hope in the safe return to the United States of all U.S. troops, and whereas the first Yellow Ribbon Campaign community was proclaimed in the city of Linden in 2007, and whereas the city of Linden has been a Yellow Ribbon community for many years, actively supporting displays of yellow ribbon bows with pride, honor, and respect, and whereas Phillips 66 Bayway Refinery has been the primary supporter of the Yellow Ribbon Campaign to support U.S. troops, supplying all the yellow ribbons for the bow makers. And whereas Phillips 66 Bayway Refinery printed flyers, stationery, postcards, and paid for lawn signs that brought the Yellow Ribbon Campaign to the attention of the public. And whereas the City of Linden and its residents greatly appreciate the efforts and donations of the Phillips 66 Bayway Refinery, and therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council members of the City of Linden hereby express their thanks and gratitude to Phillips 66 Bayway Refinery for their generosity in supporting the Yellow Ribbon Campaign in the City of Linden, and signed by Council President and Mayor Grabunka. So we'd like to thank them. And we ask that anybody that would like to receive ribbons, please contact any of your council members. Adalia's on Stiles Street has them, but we also need efforts of help putting them up. We're still in the process of this campaign, so anybody that would like to help, we've had support from scout groups, so any help we would appreciate. So,
Thank you.
okay? Yep, we'll get a picture. Okay, we've also had other individuals that played a role in making this effort come to fruition. So, Mr. Armstead?
Yes, is Andrew Evan McCarthy here? Oh, great. We have a resolution for thanking Andrew Evan McCarthy for his support of the Yellow Ribbon Campaign as well. And the resolution reads as follows. Whereas the Yellow Ribbon Campaign to support U.S. troops was founded June of 2007 as a nonpartisan grassroots effort to unite all New Jerseyans to help our nation's military members and their families, honor those who have served in the armed forces, and remember all who have given their lives fighting for liberty. And whereas displaying yellow ribbons bow is a sign of loyalty, respect, and honor that symbolizes hope and the safe return of the United States of all U.S. troops. And whereas the first Yellow Ribbon Campaign community was proclaimed in the city of Linden in 2007, and whereas the city of Linden has been a Yellow Ribbon community for many years, actively supporting the display of yellow ribbon bow with pride, honor, and respect, and whereas Andrew Evan McCarthy volunteered and generously donated countless hours of his time, placing over 300 yellow ribbons and bows throughout the city of Linden, and whereas Andrew Evan McCarthy spent numerous hours distributing information flyers door to door, and whereas Andrew Evan McCarthy's efforts placing yellow ribbons throughout the city of Linden, thereby making the city a showplace for the Yellow Ribbon Campaign, and whereas the city of Linden and its residents greatly appreciate the time and efforts of Andrew Evan McCarthy, and therefore it be resolved that the mayor and city council of the city of Linden do hereby express their thanks and gratitude to Andrew Evan McCarthy for the countless hours he's volunteered in support of the Yellow Ribbon Campaign in the city of Linden. So thank you, Andrew, for your efforts.
We have two more resolutions. Dennis Walker, are you here tonight? Okay, he's an employee of Adalia's Florist. And the owner, Charles Skip Ring, are you here tonight?
No.
Okay, he's the owner of Adalia's, and, you know, I have 2 resolutions here thanking them. All the yellow ribbons you see around the town has been made at Adelia's Florist. He volunteered his ribbons and the machines to make it, and the employee staff to also make the ribbons. I want to thank Skip and his employees at the Adelia's Flowers. I will give these to him at another date. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Moving to our regular agenda tonight. We had an ordinance tabled May 20th, 14. I'd like to ask for a motion. I need to remove it from the table. A motion to remove ordinance 5824.
I'd like to make a motion to remove ordinance 5824 and ask for a second.
Second.
This is on the motion to remove from the table. Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
No.
Armstead?
Yes.
Crosby Hurling? Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yamakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Moving to ordinance on hearings. This is the date.
No, we have to, we now need a motion on the ordinance.
Okay, motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 5824 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
No.
Byer?
No.
Brown?
No.
Armstead?
No.
Crosby Hurling?
No.
I'm sorry.
I said no.
Mr. Sadowski?
No.
Minichinko?
I like to say, at first I was for this, if it was for the general public, but being that it's only going to be for the summer campers, I vote no.
Yamakaitis?
No.
Medina?
No.
Kaczynski?
No.
Mr. Moore?
No. Okay.
Motion is defeated.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This is the date and time established for public hearing on the ordinance on hearings. Ordinance on hearing 5848.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $60,000 for citywide curb and sidewalk reconstruction and authorizing the issuance of $57,000 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost.
Mr. Clerk, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received any written communication?
No, sir.
Does anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on the ordinance? May I have a motion, please?
Council President, I ask the hearing be closed and ordinance 58-48 be adopted and seek a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown? Yes. Armstead?
Yes.
Crosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yamakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Mr. Clerk, 5849, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $236,500 for improvements to Range Road Bridge and authorizing the issuance of $224,675 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received any written communication?
No, sir.
Does anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on the ordinance? May I have a motion, please?
Council President, I ask the hearing be closed and ordinance 58-49 be adopted and seek a second.
Second.
Mr. Colbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Crosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yamakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 5850, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $330,000 for storm and sanitary sewer improvements and authorizing the issuance of $313,500 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost.
Thank you. Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received any written communication?
No, sir.
Does anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on this ordinance? Motion, please.
Council President, I ask the hearing be closed and ordinance 58-50 be adopted and seek a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 5851, please.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $440,000 for a replacement of the roof at City Hall and authorizing the issuance of $418,000 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost.
Has this ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received any written communication?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on the ordinance? Motion, please.
Oh, for City Hall, I'm sorry. I ask that the hearing is closed and ordinance number 5851 be adopted, and I ask for a second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Mr. Clerk, 5852, please.
Bond ordinance authorizing the acquisition of firefighting and thermal energy equipment appropriating $101,640 and authorizing the issuance of $96,558 in bonds or notes to finance part of the cost.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received written communication?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on the ordinance? May I have a motion, please?
Mr. President, I move that the hearing be closed and ordinance 58-52 be adopted and request a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Mr. Clerk, 5853, please.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic, as follows. Section 7-22.2, three-way stop intersections, Addie's, Blanky Street, and Washington Avenue.
Mr. Clerk, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Has any written communication been received?
No, sir.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on the ordinance? May I have a motion, please?
Council President, make a motion for ordinance 58-53 and ask for a second.
I'll second that.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 5854?
An ordinance approving the installation of speed humps or other calming mechanisms on certain municipal streets.
Thank you. Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, sir.
Have we received any written communication?
No, sir.
Does anyone in the chambers wish to be heard on the ordinance? May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I make a motion for the adoption of ordinance 58-54 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Moving to the consent agenda, all items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the City Council and be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless the council members or the citizens so request. In the event, the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda of items 1 through 8. Does anyone wish to remove an item? May I have a motion, please, on 1 through 8?
Yes, Mr. President. I make a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 8 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes. Yes.
Cosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Midichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. We'll move into committee reports. Mr. Kalabas, you have a report for us this evening?
Sure, Council President. From the License Inspector's Office, City Clerk's License Division is submitting this monthly report for the month of April 2014. The office issued 511 dog licenses and 74 miscellaneous licenses and collected $10,127. For the month of May, the City Clerk's License Division issued 547 dog licenses and 93 miscellaneous licenses and collected $9,080. For June, the office issued 92 dog licenses and 104 miscellaneous licenses and collected $3,949. Also from the City Clerk's office, the following license and permits and transcripts issued in the City Clerk's office during the month of May 2014, and fees received have been turned over to the municipal treasurer of the City of Linden. Our city revenue totaled $4,898.66, and our state revenue was $575, with a grand total of $5,473.66. For June 2014, our city revenue was $4,160.64, and our state revenue was $800, for a grand total of $4,960.64. Any First Ward resident who has a concern, they can reach me at 908-925-5568. And again, this month of July, I'll reiterate, every request that people submitted for trees either to be cut down or trimmed was submitted to the Public Works Department, and they will get to it as soon as they can. This concludes my report, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Byer?
Yeah, Mr. President. I just have one small report from the Construction Code Office. They have processed 167 permits, 32 certificates for the month of June. They received $164,546 in fees for the month of June. That's the end of my report. Oh, one quick little thing. People in the Second Ward, they had a few complaints about two-family homes, and they're illegal, turned into illegal three families. If you have any neighbors that are doing that to their apartments or their homes, just give me a call, or you can call City Hall and notify us, and we'll look into it. That's the end of my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Brown?
Thank you, Council President. Approval is requested for the following finance actions. The payment of bills totaling $1,170,983.25. The bills have been signed by the Mayor, Council President, and Finance Chairman, and their detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the Clerk's office. I move for approval and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Crosby Hurling?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Medichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
And just in related to Third Ward news, I'm pretty sure we're all going to say the same thing, but for any residents that need their trees to be trimmed, cut, please feel free to reach out to me. Sidewalks as well, that need repair, and trees that they're looking to be planted, I could reach out on myself on a 732-814-8123. End of report.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Armstead?
Yes, Mr. President, I have the following information. We are, in fact, compiling a list for sidewalks that need to be repaired. Any sidewalk that is damaged by a tree or city impertinence will be considered. We're also compiling a list for our shade trees. So if you'd like to have a shade tree or sidewalk replaced, please give us a call. You can either call my number or you can call the city clerk's number. Also, Mr. President, we are, in our last DPW committee meeting, we have discussed that we're going to do away with our current process with regard to removing trees and trimming trees. In the past, we were going from ward to ward. We found this particular procedure to be not as effective as we would have liked it to be, to have been. So DPW is now going to work from a list. If you have a tree that needs to be trimmed, and we find that it's an emergency, we'll give it a priority. We're no longer going to be going from ward to ward, doing one ward at a time, because unfortunately, what has been occurring is that some wards would just totally, you go a whole year without having a tree trimmed in your ward. So the department head in Public Works has decided to change the policy. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Cosby Hurling?
Thank you, Council President. For the 5th Ward, I wanted to just announce that there's going to be a focus for our next regularly scheduled community meeting. The date for the meeting is still July 30th, 2014. It's going to be at the LMP Center, which is the John Street Recreation Center. The focus of the meeting is going to be the proposed Linden Social Justice Center, which is on the area where we had a project that never came about between East Baltimore and Charles Street, St. George's Avenue. The meeting will begin at 7 o'clock. Charles Street Park, as we know, has been under construction. They are moving steady. It is slow. Of course, we have weather issues, but the crew is out there again today, and they're assembling the playground equipment. So we're looking forward to that. We have on tonight's agenda title changes for folks who are newly certified and who can work on the tree crew that we all have been waiting, to get back out and do what needs to be done. So I spoke to the supervisor, who himself is not in work, but he'll be back soon because he's out. But he assured me that our ward will still get the attention. And Mr. Danik, Mrs. Goncalves, and Mrs. Sharp, your issues are on the list. The trimmings, the stumps, and whatever else was on the list will get done. We're planning our annual 5th Ward and 8th Ward Community Picnic. It's going to be late August, and the date will be announced soon. But we're looking forward to that again this year. So we'll get that information to you once the date is secured and firmed up. From the Transportation and Parking, this report was submitted by Tyrone Givens, the Transportation Supervisor. The monthly financial report for the Division of Transportation includes the collection of parking meters, railroad parking lots, railroad permits, merchant parkings for the month of June 2014. The grand total is $83,607.10. If anyone needs to contact me, please email rcosbyhurling@linden-nj.org or call me or text 908-477-4120. Before I conclude, I want to congratulate in advance our new police officers. We were all looking forward to them, and we're looking forward to seeing them out on patrol in our streets once they complete their training. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Sadowski?
Thank you, Council President. A few items. In the 6th Ward, they did a lot of with the pipe, putting new pipes in. If the street is still messed up, they are coming around and will fix the street by the time the summer ends. The Duke properties, I think at the end of this month, we're supposed to have another decision by the courts. ShopRite is costing Linden thousands and thousands of dollars by keep suing us. I just hope when Linden wins again this time, that's the end of the suits. But they are the ones that are stopping us from making money. If you noticed, right by 6th School, the Capitaglia building, they are putting in the footings by 6th School. So once the footings are in, you will see the building, the apartment rising. So that is ongoing. During the summer, I had a few people call up about strangers in the ward. Please, don't let anyone in. If you have a doubt, call the police. They're only happy to come out and check it out for your own safety. Coming up, Councilman Minichenko will talk about this a little bit more. We'll talk about the tank train coming into the 7th Ward, possibly into the 6th Ward. But he will talk about that when he talks now. As mentioned, Councilman Armstead mentioned about the DPW. If there is any kind of problems, sidewalks, trees, and so on, please give me a call. I will call them, and they will put you on the list. As for today, there was a tree that was about a couple of months. Today they came and cut it down. I want to thank them for a job well done. When they do a job, they really do it well. So thank all the DPW people, especially the tree people. Let's see. Oh, okay, with the summer here, please watch out for the children. In the 6th Ward, we have a couple of parks. Watch for the children coming out of Wheeler Park and so on. They come out with the skateboards, the bicycles, soccer balls. Please watch them if you're driving around. If you have any complaints or suggestions of trees or sidewalks done, please give me a call. If I'm not home, my wife is home. The phone number is 908-862-0749. Please give us a call, and I will get back to you that same day. One last thing, with the weather nice, during the winter, I usually walk the wards. With the weather being so nice, I ride my bicycle starting July. So if you see someone riding a bicycle, ask me the questions. I'll try to get the answers to you. That concludes that. Please, just have a good summer. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Mendichenko?
Thank you, Council President. As Councilman Sadowski mentioned about the crude oil train, we have a meeting tomorrow with Carl Hess from Phillips 66 to discuss this crossing of the train at the Lower Road crossing, and also if it's going to back up to Smith Street. Currently, there is no train traffic on this crossing. The anticipated train traffic that is proposed starting, well, it's supposed to start in July of 2014, but it seems like they're a little behind schedule, will consist of 2 freight trains per day, 5 days a week. Each train could have up to 120 rail cars per movement, and the maximum speed for the train will be 10 miles an hour. Like I said, tomorrow, Councilman Sadowski, myself, Carl Hess, the mayor, and a few other people have a meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock concerning this. So next month, hopefully, we'll have more information on this for you guys. Second, as you've noticed, in the 7th Ward, they started doing the water main work on Southwood Avenue. It's a mess there, so if you can avoid that area during the working time, be patient. I don't know how long it's going to take. They're going from Route 1 and 9 all the way to Walter Street, and then at each intersection in 50 feet. There's no time limit when that's going to, time frame when that's going to be finished, but believe me, it's a mess out there. So if you can avoid that, I highly recommend that. I'm still taking lists for tree trimming and sidewalks, so if you have anything, please give me a call. My email address is mminorchenko@linden-nj.org, or you can call me at 908-862-6265. And also, I'd like to mention just one thing. We had an isolated incident in our Aviation Plaza parking lot. A lady and her daughter were dropping off clothes in a clothing bin, and they left our car running, and someone jumped in the car and stole it. Please, don't do this. If you go, take your keys at ignition. If you go to the 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts or wherever you go, I mean, it's a cruel world out there, and please, be safe. That concludes my report, Council.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Yamakitis?
Thank you, Mr. President. From the Fire Prevention Bureau, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected a total of $4,330.50 for the month of June 2014. From the Health Department, bike weather is here. The Linden Health Department still has a supply of bicycle helmets for your child. These helmets are provided at no cost. Please contact the Health Department at 908-474-8411 to make arrangements to bring your child in to be measured if they are in need of a bike helmet. The Council Ad Hoc Committee for Animal Control took a trip to the Woodbridge Animal Shelter this past month. We received a great deal of information on programs that are working well for their facility in Seawarren, as well as a tour of the facility. The Council Ad Hoc Committee is still meeting and working on improvements for Linden's current animal control facility, as well as working on long-term plans and goals for our shelter to provide the quality care we all want the animals that pass through our facility to receive. I've also been asked to make this announcement for the Mystic Vision Players. They will be performing All Shook Up at Linden High School on July 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, and 26th at 8 p.m. and July 20th at 3 p.m. Tickets are $15 for adults and $12 students under 18. Please call 908-925-7619 to reserve your tickets. For 8th Ward, I would like to thank everyone who took the time to attend the June 30th meeting regarding the Missing Link project. During the meeting, study areas in the 8th Ward and Bayway Avenue area were outlined. Again, I want to stress that these areas outlined are part of the study area. The Port Authority and New Jersey Department of Transportation will be scheduling another meeting tentatively for September with more specific information and results of the study, so we'll let you know when that meeting will be. And as my colleagues on council had mentioned, if anybody is in need of repair of a sidewalk, please let us know. I submitted an extensive list of trees to be trimmed. So, as Councilman Armstead said, they've changed up some of the policy. They're trying to get to the most dangerous, hazardous ones. They're no longer going to be going ward by ward. So, some of us on this end of the dais has been waiting like a year and a half to get our trees done. So, we've been promised they're coming. So, please be patient. If anybody has any sidewalks or a tree that needs to be trimmed or any other reason that they need to contact me, my telephone number is 908-925-2309. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Medina?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. I have a Personnel Committee report. All right. Okay. We'll start with number 1. In Division of Public Property, the appointment of James Bird, David Russo, Michael as laborers, Tier 2, at the starting salary of $11.50 per hour, effective August 1st, 2014, pending successful completion of the background check. Number 2, in the Division of Recreation, the appointment of the personnel listed on the seasonal hire list on record with the city clerk. Number 3, in the office of the city clerk, the appointment of Michelle Brown as a part-time temporary clerk at the rate of $8.25 an hour, not to exceed 35 hours per week, effective July 16, 2014 to August 31st, 2014. Number 4, in the approval of FMLA/NJFLA unpaid sick leaves for the following personnel. Employee number 107893, paid FMLA from 6/13/14 to 8/10/14. Employee 160, paid FMLA from 7/10/14 to 8/31/14, subject to donated sick time. Any time that is taken, but for which there is no donated sick time available, shall be without pay. Employee 107416, unpaid leave of absence from 7/3/14 to 8/31/14. Number 5, the acceptance of the termination decision for David Tekula, DPW, for cause effective June 6, 2013. Number 6, in the Division of Public Property, the voluntary change in title for Kevin Matuska from motor broom operator Tier 1 to truck driver Tier 1 at a new hourly wage of $32.72 per hour, which is an 80 cents per hour reduction in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 7, in the Division of Public Property, the change in title for Jeffrey Holmes for tree trimmers Tier 2 to senior tree trimmer Tier 2 at a new hourly wage of $21.55 per hour, which is $1.50 per hour increase in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 8, in the Division of Public Property, the change in title for Frederick Marinelli from tree trimmer Tier 1 to heavy equipment operator Tier 1 at a new hourly wage of $35.44 per hour, which is a $1.92 per hour increase in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 9, in the Division of Public Property, the change in title for Mark Orcutt from sewer maintenance worker Tier 2 to heavy equipment operator Tier 2 at a new hourly wage of $21.58 per hour, which is a 75-cent per hour increase in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 10, in the Division of Public Property, the change in title for Robert Firestone from sanitation/recycling laborer Tier 2 to sanitation truck driver Tier 2 at a new hourly wage of $23.52 per hour, which is a $1.50 per hour increase in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 11, in Division of Public Property, the change in title for Damian Johnson from laborer Tier 2 to tree trimmer Tier 2 at a new hourly wage of $20.72 an hour, which is a $1.50 per hour increase in wage, effective July 17, 2014. Number 12, in the Division of Public Property, the change in title for Joseph M. Waworski for sanitation truck driver Tier 1 to motor broom operator Tier 1 at no change in salary, effective July 17, 2014.
Have to go back and amend the one for my office because the rate of pay is $8.98 an hour and not $8.25 an hour.
I apologize.
No, that's okay, that's not your mistake.
Just go back to item number 3. In the Office of City Clerk, the appointment of Michelle Brown as part-time temporary clerk at the rate of $8.98 an hour, $18.98 per hour, not to exceed 35 hours per week, July 16, 2014 to August 31st, 2014. Excuse me. Number 13, the Division of Public Properties, a voluntary change in title for Daniel Rosinsko from truck driver Tier 1 to laborer Tier 1, a new hourly wage of $29.48 per hour, which is a $3.24 per hour reduction in wage effective July 17, 2014. Number 14, in the Police Department, the appointment of Raul Jordan Jr., Bruce Taylor Jr., Misko Niedzoka, Adam E. Mikalechak, Camille Espara to the position of police officer, subject to successful completion of the physical and drug and alcohol testing effective July 14, 2014. These appointments clarify item number 4 on June 2014 personnel report. Number 15, in the Police Department, the acceptance of the voluntary resignation of Julio Leperena, police officer, effective July 15, 2014. I make a motion, ask for the approval of personnel report. Ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
I vote yes for all except number 9. I vote no.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
I also want to make a motion to accept the Ana Mendez voluntary service to the city of Linden for various departments within the city, and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Thank you. I do have a quick report for Technology Committee. Unfortunately, I was unable to get a presentation tonight due to the vendor's availability, but 8/1 will be launching our new city website. It is a great website. We're hoping to have a presentation in August meeting, but you're gonna be able to access online documents, fill in online documents, make payments. We're also looking to evolve the website later on in the year where you can actually get permits paid for and whatnot for train station and other parking related. But it's a big upgrade. It doesn't cost us anything. It comes out of a trust. It's gonna be maintained out of that trust account. So 8/1, go online to our new city website. I think everyone's gonna be pretty impressed. It's gonna be streamlined, and it's gonna be a new way to open up doors to communicate with our residents and just people that are looking into Linden. So 8/1, guys, and hopefully we'll have a quick presentation in the month of August. As per the 9th Ward, we're gonna have, just like everywhere else in the city, in the state of New Jersey, when it comes to flash flood and rains, we have some trouble streets that engineering and DPW are looking into, like Rosewood, DeWitt, Fernwood. For some odd reason, these streets have been flooding for years, and we're hoping that they can find a solution for some of these streets. I know one of the roads, we know what the problem is. It really is finding the money to get it corrected. So just want to let the people know I'm aware of these issues, as well as the road issues with potholes. We do have some roads that are beyond repair and patching. I actually reached out to the county and asked for their assistance and see if they could, come to Linden and actually do some of these roads, because they do have the equipment and manpower. Hopefully manpower. I don't want to say they have the manpower, but I'm reaching out, and hopefully we can get an interlocal agreement set up in the near future. Trees, as we heard from Councilwoman Demakaitis, on this side of the dais, we've been waiting patiently, but our DPW, our acting superintendent, Lou Scaldino, and our supervisor, Frank Macucci, I'm sorry to throw the names out there, they've been working very diligently and reforming the tree crew, so I know they're coming. I know they're coming. I'm hopeful, and I'm just asking the people to be a little bit more patient, but they do react, and they're identifying some dangerous trees that needs to be taken down, and I will submit another list just to make sure that we're on the same page by the end of the week. I also want to thank the residents of the 9th Ward. The newsletter was released 2 weeks ago by Mel. It was already on Facebook. So just want to remind you, we do have events coming up. I hope to see everyone out this Saturday. And there's trash pickup tomorrow in the 9th Ward, so try to get it out tonight before the heavy rain comes, or if it's raining now, I don't know, because I can't hear it. But try to get it out early morning or tonight, preferably tonight. So, but that basically concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kozinski.
Thank you, Council President. Linden Library, the Friends of Linden Library are going to have a couple events coming up. I just want to make everybody aware of it to go out there and see if they can support this organization. April 19th to 24th, the Barclays Golf Tournament is going to be happening. If you're going to that or happen to be going to that, you can buy a ticket through a special website, and a portion of your ticket price will go to Linden Library, Friends of the Linden Library. There's also on August 23rd, Macy's Shop for a Cause. You can contact Carol Hole, 908-355-4643, or library.friend@yahoo.com. You buy a pass, essentially. You buy a pass, and what you do is you go shop at Macy's, and the pass helps the Friends of Linden Library raise some money. And then August 4th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Wendy's of Linden. If you go eat there, drive through, sit in, whatever you want to do, between 5 to 8, they're going to donate 15% of all their proceeds to the Friends of the Linden Library. So again, if you happen to be around that day and want to make a good cause with your donation, that'd be a good place to go. Secondly, from the 10th Ward, we're going to have some resurfacing of some roads. Birchwood, Pembroke should begin the month of August, September, as well as some curbs. If you have any other curbs or sidewalks, as you heard, feel free to give me a call or an email and let me know. Trees, I think you've heard it a couple of times here. We resubmitted our list of trees, and with the new reformatting of how the trees are going to be done, I'm very confident that we're going to get some kind of movement on that. But if you have any trees that you don't think I have on a list, give me a call or an email. I'll put them on that list and resubmit them for you. Again, the Winfield Park Carnival will be coming around. We're going to be pushing for the same type of procedures we had the last few years, which is increased police presence paid for by the Winfield Park Carnival authorities, who are the people that are running that. So you'll see the same type of patrol, the increased police presence for the 4 days that's happening this year. And finally, with the heat, I'm just going to ask everybody, please remember to keep those in mind that are most vulnerable, children, elderly, pets, basically anybody and everybody you think might have an issue. If you don't want to keep an eye, or if you don't really know the person that well, feel free to give me a call and give me a heads up and say, hey, my neighbor is a little older, I don't really talk to them, but I think they might be concerned. We can always do a welfare check. Fire department, police, just go over there and knock, say, hey, how's everything going? Are we okay over here? Don't ever hesitate. So if you have any questions, concerns, give me a call, 908-463-9234. Or with any of those previous issues, you can also email me at akazinski@linden-nj.org. Thank you, Mr. Council President. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. We'll move into the mayor's report. Mayor Gabunka.
Thank you, Council President. First off, I'm pleased to announce that we had another successful project graduation on June 20th after our high school youth graduated. The seniors then at night were bused to the Ricochet Racket Club in South Plainfield, where they enjoyed various games and entertainment until 4 o'clock in the morning. And this cost the city of Linden absolutely nothing. And I have to commend the president of Mayor's Youth Commission, Reverend Donaldson, and Dolores Hines for organizing this event year after year that makes it so successful, along with the dedicated police officers that volunteer and our fire EMTs that volunteer, and all the other volunteers. Again, this is strictly a volunteer-run event every year. At no expense to the city of Linden, and it keeps our seniors who just graduated out of, gives them an alcohol and drug-free night to enjoy for their last senior class. Also, I'm going to touch on a little more detail what Councilwoman Crosby-Hurling mentioned about a public hearing at the Linden Multipurpose Center on July 30th, at 7 p.m. for our proposed Linden Social Justice Center. This is a project my administration has been working hard for the last couple of years on. What it is the 2-block area between Advanced Auto Store and Baltimore Avenue on East St. George's Avenue. As everybody knows, many of the properties are vacant there. It's an economically depressed minority business neighborhood, and we've working with the DCA, the Department of Community Affairs. About a year and a half ago, I went down there, and they've offered their planning team as assistance for us to revitalize that neighborhood. And again, this is only a proposal, but it's one step forward, and hopefully it's going to come to fruition. And what we're proposing is the Linden Social Justice Center in that two-block area. It's going to be a police headquarters. We're going to have emergency care there from Trinitas Hospital. We're going to have a family center. We're going to have our dispatch there. We're going to have shared court services with the city of Roselle. We're working closely with Mayor Holly on that issue. And what we want to do is have the police station revitalize that whole neighborhood with police cars coming to and fro, which is then going to give stimulus for private development both on the Linden side and on the Roselle side. Again, we're working hard to make this reality, and with the DCA's help, I feel very confident that that is going to happen. Again, July 30th, 7 p.m., we're going to have a presentation at the Linden Multipurpose Center. I'd also like to mention that we're going to have a mega sports camp at Dr. Martin Luther King Park, that's the 4th Ward Park, July 21st to 24th, from 5:30 to 8:30. Reverend Frege is a sponsor of this event every year. They have different sports events. They have different functions for the youth preschool to 8th grade. It's been in existence for about 5 or 6 years, very successful, and I commend Reverend Frege for running this successful event. Also, I'd like to remind everybody that coming up is our street festival, Classic Car Show. That's going to be 2.5 months away, September 27th. That is always another successful event on Wood Avenue with kids' activities, food, vendors, a beer tent. And I always have to commend the president of the Cultural Committee for running this event, Gretchen Hickey. She works hard, strictly a volunteer, and does a tremendous job, along with all the other volunteers, because she can't do it alone. And again, this costs the city absolutely no money. So there's a lot of good festivals and functions coming up. Please enjoy the city of Linden and have a safe summer. End of report.
Thank you, Mayor. Moving to resolutions, we have 2014-258 through 2014-291. Public comments will be permitted on specific resolutions to be removed from the consent approval. Please read the synopsis of the resolution, which has been prepared by the clerk's office. Each is informative and self-explanatory. However, if you wish to address a specific resolution, the council will entertain questions on it. Does anyone wish to remove any resolutions from 258 to 291? On my right. In the center of the room, Ms. Malik. 269, 271, 275, 272, 275, 278, and 288. On my left. Motion on the remainders, please.
Council President, I make a motion for for passage of resolutions 258 to 291, with exceptions of 269, 271, 272, 275, 278, 288. And did I miss any? If not, I ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Colby?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yamakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Thank you. Number 269, Virginia Malik, please. apologize there.
So our engineer is not here. I just want to know, how bad is this underground storage situation? You know, we've already spent $77,000, another close to $60,000. And someone said
Mr. McDonald, can you come up and help us out with that one? And use the microphone.
Once they did the original investigation, there was some problems found, so now they have to do some additional testing. They're going to do some test borings. They're scheduling for next week, so that's where this additional money comes in. There shouldn't be, but you know, after the test borings, I'll be able to tell you for sure. They don't anticipate that, but this is a security measure to make sure.
Thank you. May I have a motion on 269, please?
Council President, I make a motion for the passage of Resolution 269. Ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 271, Ms. Malik?
with the landfill, I thought that the company Birdsall was like the engineering company that was doing a lot of the work. Am I correct? And then if that's the case, then why are we having CME Associates going out to do the drainage system? Since we already have a company that's doing the other testing, can't this just be part of a lump package?
Frank?
Mr.
Councilman?
Malik, CME Associates is our new engineer for the landfill. Birdsall, they're no longer with us.
Would you come to the mic,
CME?
please?
I've been out of there for a while, but I think what happened was, I think Birdsall got their contract pulled, and C&M, I think, took them over, and now they're the one that's in charge of the landfill for whatever remediation, whatever has to be done there. Yeah, everything there. They're doing all the metering, the air quality studies, stuff like that, yeah.
Frank, for the record, would you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Frank McCucci, Public Works.
Thank you. Councilman, anything else on that?
No.
Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Council President, I ask for a motion for Resolution 271. Ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 272, Ms. Malik?
We spent a lot of money on this special redevelopment, so for this question, maybe the attorneys could address it. After this is all said and done, is there any way that we can possibly recoup some of this money that's going into all of this? These
Mr.
issues?
What we're doing is trying to clear up all the areas of redevelopment that we've been in litigation with. And this firm has been the one doing it. They've successfully cleaned up the Southwood Avenue area with Verge Industries. Now you're seeing development there, and that's where we're going to start recouping money with the taxes from the different developments that are being built on the property. They are working closely with us to acquire all the property on East St. George's Avenue for our Linden Social Justice Complex. We just purchased the Morningstar Social Services Center, so that was right in the middle of the two-block development area.
But the question I have is, so the influx of projects is how we're going to maybe recoup it, but it's not from any of this litigation that, that some of the
No.
money could be
These are-
coming.
These are lawyers that are advising us in the redevelopment area that we have been in since 2005.
But when we're in this litigation, so as part of the litigation, there's no clause in there that we could recoup some of the money from?
No.
Councilman Brown, can you add to
No, I
that?
was just going to give you a simple answer. No. It
What was
doesn't-
that?
No. The
Okay.
question is just no. And the Justice Center, if we own the building, we're not getting any taxes off that because it's a municipal building. So it'll take a long time for us to recuperate any money. Yeah.
Thank you. Motion on 272, please.
Council President, make a motion for the passage of Resolution 272 and ask for a second.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead? Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko? Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 275, Ms. Melick.
What is this contract for the purchase of 911 maintenance? What is this for at almost $23,000?
Chief Schulhofer.
Yeah, for many years, we contracted with Motorola to maintain our 911 equipment and central dispatch. That was at a cost of about $36,000 a year. About 4 years ago, we found this other company, Johnson Communications, that could provide the same service to us at a considerable discount. They maintain the service, all the equipment. They're responsible for responding here 24 hours a day in case we have any issues with 911 communication equipment.
So since we're switching, you might see kind of vendors, also the equipment's being changed out, you said?
Did we change what?
All right, because you said that was Motorola, and now we're going to this other company. Is equipment being for the 911?
No, it's the same equipment.
It's just the same, okay.
Same equipment, yeah.
So it's just a service contract?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion, please.
Council President, make a motion for the passage of Resolution 275 and ask for a second. I'm sorry.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 278, Ms. Melick, please.
This may be a moot question. So since CME took over Birdsall, it's like the same company doing all the work, but was there a bid for this effort that's going out for the design and installation?
Mr. McDonald.
To answer that question, no, there wasn't a bid for this, but they were one of the people who submitted it in the beginning of the year for their services. They are very familiar with air permits and everything like that, so we chose to use them to do the bid spec for the generators that we need at City Hall. Well, it's professional services, so we didn't do the bidding process with that. We chose CME because, number one, time is of the essence with this particular thing. We were having problems with the existing generator, so we needed to get this moving, and it was in the budget for this year, so, okay?
Thank you. Motion, please.
Council President, make a motion for the passage of Resolution 278 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Kalbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. 288, Virginia Malik, please.
I thought it was not too long ago that there was a resolution for a bid for another garbage truck, and so here they say it's an automated sanitation truck. Is this the one that's going to pick up the garbage cans? So then the one that was, and correct me if I'm wrong, was there another resolution not too long ago for another sanitation truck? 'Cause I thought it was, that other one was also for a one-arm, or this.
Yeah, this is the second truck.
So do we have two trucks to do this?
Yeah, well, we have one truck that's already delivered. We're ordering another truck.
So there's two trucks that are going to do the automatic trash can pickup? Okay.
You need a backup also in case the other truck breaks down.
Right. And just a little segue from this, what ward are we going to initiate this in, like the 9th and 10th?
We're still determining that.
No.
Is it going to be just like one ward or two? It's going to be like a,
Frank, could you comment on that?
This is the second truck that we want to put, the one-armed bandit. the first truck that we're looking at is going into the 9th to 10th, then we're gonna look to go into the first, second, and third. And hopefully, possibly get another one after that. But this is the second truck. We're trying to implement both trucks at the same time to start the routes. Yeah, they're roughly.
Councilman Brown? can
Yeah,
you-
I didn't, Frank, if you could repeat that, because I can barely hear you. But I think it's important to note that, Ms. Malik, so everyone, even people at home know, that we're doing the 9th and 10th first. The second truck, we should be doing the first and second, hopefully. But correct me if I'm wrong, Frank, this is not going to start till most likely next year.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get both trucks at the same time to go out, and then there'll be all kinds of information being put out on 36, up from what I understand, letting everybody understand we're going to be changing the routes. These trucks will be put out at the same time with the new schedules, with the new garbage cans, and everybody will be notified when we are starting. Hopefully by January 1st, that's what we're looking for.
And then we're looking to inform residents through TV 36,
Yes,
hopefully the
we're
website,
looking
things like
to,
that.
You know,
So-
advertise, let them know how it's going to work, you know. They'll have schedules on the days that they'll be collecting and everything else with it.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, just to
Councilman.
reiterate that, so the public would understand, what they're gonna do is on Channel 36, actually put a video to where you have to place your garbage can and how the truck is actually gonna pick it up, so the public would gain knowledge of that and hopefully have this all implementation in January. So
And for you, ladies and gentlemen at home that watch us on Verizon, it's channel 42. Motion, please.
Council President, I make a motion for the passage of Resolution 288 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Colbus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minichinko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. We'll move into ordinance on first reading, 5855.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 29 Land Development, Section 29-5.8, Schedule of Fees.
Comments on the ordinance? Motion, please.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to introduce ordinance 58-55, and I seek a second. Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Colibus?
Yes.
Byer?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Armstead?
Yes.
Sadowski?
Yes.
Minorchenko?
Yes.
Yemakaitis?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Kaczynski?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes. Move into comments from members of the public in attendance that signed up to speak. Lana John. Good evening. I'll ask you to keep your comments to 5 minutes, please.
I'm just coming to complain about the Linden Animal Shelter and the Board of Health, Nancy. Yes, well, my dog,
For the record, could you give us your address?
yes, 333 Harrison Avenue in Roselle. Well, my dog got out on September 9th and was euthanized the same day. And there's a state law where they have to keep the dog for 7 days, but Nancy authorized them to euthanize my dog. I had the dog for 15 years. And right now it's being investigated. That's all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sheehy, Dennis Sheehy. Good evening, and comments for 5 minutes, please.
Sure. Dennis Sheehy, 415 Brook Street, Linden, New Jersey. I have a question about also about the animal shelter. My question is, what's being done down at the shelter to prevent animal abuse that's currently going on and existing down at the shelter? And also about the employees. Who is the supervisor of the animal control officers?
Mrs. Giamakakis, I believe, is prepared a report on that, and
Mr. Sheehy, our supervisor is our health officer, Nancy Koblis.
Okay, I have a question. Is there a dress code like the rest of the city employees have regarding safety clothes and, respectable attire for the animal control officers to uphold?
Mr. Roth?
The Board of Health employees are not the city employees. They're a separate jurisdiction under the civil service. They may or may not adopt the city's policies as required.
Okay, they represent the city of Linden, though, correct?
The City of Linden Board of Health.
Okay, my other issues with the cruelty that's occurring down at the shelter, it's, as Mrs. Johns said, that her dog was killed the same day that the dog was picked up. And like she stated, that there's protocol, the dog should have been held for 7 days. And who's to answer for the fact that her dog was killed?
Mr. Sheehy, we've taken that into consideration. The city will look into that.
Okay, all right, thanks. And on another note, real quick, because I know my time's running out. My son Dominic is a handicapped child. He has optic nerve hypoplasia. The city canceled the summer camp in the 11th hour for my son who attends the summer camp year in and year out. They canceled it on the 11th hour with no notice, no prior written anything to tell me that my son's camp was canceled. I find it hard to believe that they could not find alternate means for handicapped children here in Linden. And this is an issue that's dear to me, not only that it's my son, but there's several other children that were affected by this. And the fact that they were just thrown to the wolves saying, you're going to have to find something else for them to do because we don't have nobody to run the program. I find that hard to believe that you couldn't get a teacher, certified teacher, to run a handicap program in the summer for these children. That, it's just, send them out. Now they have nothing to do all summer long, which, I think that's wrong. And it was poorly handled, and I hope that at least it doesn't happen again next year. But for this year, that, these children have nothing to do now for the summer, and it's unfair.
No, I'm going to have to say I agree 100% with you on that one, wholeheartedly. I don't think there's any reason or any excuse whatsoever why that program should have been canceled. And I think that it would behoove the city to try to do everything humanly possible to have people reach out, have some outreach, and because there's more than enough qualified people in this area to handle a program like that.
Thank you very much.
thank you very much. Robert Scuccia?
Bob Scuccia, 300 West Carter Street. A couple quick questions by Adam.
5 minutes, please.
I'm sorry?
5 minutes.
Okay. Councilman Alcaitis, in the meeting, we addressed the problem about animal control, John Wydell keeping his personal dog there for 2 years. Okay, how come the dog wasn't removed? Watch the taxpayers pay for the feeding of his dog and take up the space of other dogs coming in, other dogs, adoptable dogs being euthanized because there's no room. Why is this allowed? That's my first question. After the April 15th meeting, you and Councilman Medina witnessed the hosing of the dogs, which is animal cruelty. Did you address this problem, Ms. Copus?
We had a meeting. You were in on a meeting. We addressed these issues.
Okay, fine. As you know, I put this on the internet. because to let people know what's going on. I gave this letter to you, a woman in Norway addressed, they contacted Animal Control about a farming Rottweiler in her backyard. Your Animal Control officer, George, was called. She spoke to him. His answer to her was, why call me? Call the police. Have them shoot it. Okay? Here's the letter. Okay? The Royal Police came, took them 2 hours to get George to come out to take care of the animal and bring it back. To come to find out the dog was foaming from the mouth because of medication. Talking about the Johns family incident, here's the doctor's report from Royal Animal Hospital. The Johns family and Nancy Cullis were lied to by Royal Animal Hospital. Here's the report. No life-threatening injuries. They told the Johns family and Nancy Cullis the dog needed oxygen tank to live. Not in the report, okay? They lied to them, okay? Because they wanted to go to Garden State for ultrasound only. This dog died because they had fleas. It was a $200 ultrasound, but yet they told Nancy it couldn't survive without it. There's big discrepancy on the report. According to the report, it says the dog was euthanized on September 9th on a Monday, okay? They told Nancy it was euthanized on the 6th. Lana Johns went to Animal Control on Saturday the 6th. George told him it was a Royal Animal Hospital. This has to be turned over to the SPCA to be investigated. This is out of the hands of the city, out of the hands of Nancy. The truth has to be told. The city is not responsible for this. The Royal Animal Hospital is. Here's a tape recording of Lana Johns and Royal Animal Hospital where they lied through their teeth, okay? They put the city on the spot, and they lied to Nancy, and they lied to it. They called Linden a piece of crap on the tape. You're no good, okay? Somebody's got to look into it, but it's out of our hands. It has to go to the SPCA to be investigated because this dog was killed senselessly for no reason over a $200 bill, but Nancy was lied to about it, okay? I disagree with your policy that we're not going to pay vet bills. If you're not going to pay vet bills for dogs, disband it, okay? You got no business being in the business, okay? That's all I got to say, but I can't give you the tape, but look into it and have the SPCA involved, and I'd be glad to hand it over to them, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Christine Oles from Winfield.
One more thing. The quality of your animal control officer, George. Here's the ticket. You can't even tell it's a male. He marks down a female. Here's the picture of the dead dog in a bag. He stares it so bad he rips the neck open, okay? This is the quality of a man who have to take care of dogs. A 70-year-old man can't lift a 48-pound dog into a truck, so he uses a stair pole, rips the dog's neck open. Lana Johns will tell you the dog's neck was ripped open and was living home. Look into your employees. Thank you for your time.
Christine from, is it Oles? Oles? Would you give us your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Christine Olds. I live at 36A Wavecrest Avenue in Winfield. And I would just like to say that you are in violation of 2 statutes in the state of New Jersey. The one is 42217A-1, which states the needless killing of any animal, but this is allowed in Linden. Also, a statute of 419/15.16. It's impounding of animals. Mr. Mayor, I would like to address you with this because I feel that this is your responsibility to make this a no-kill shelter, something for this town and taxpayers to be proud of. This senseless killing that's going on over there and the way it's done, you don't even have a certified ACO. Is he certified by the state of New Jersey as of today, this year? No, he is not. He doesn't even walk around in a uniform. He's done cruel things to animals, picking up animals off the street, using the choker and just dragging them into his truck. It's horrible. And where is Miss Koblis right now? your health inspector that gives all these commands to have these animals killed. She doesn't even see it's not even justified why an animal is killed. It's not even justified. It's not documented, nothing. And it's terrible, and we need to do something about it. Mr. Mayor, I'm begging you, if there is any life in your heart to have this made a no-kill shelter. It can be a beautiful place, a place for animals to pass through until they're adopted. There's plenty of people that would volunteer their services, even to clean the place up. I know of so many people that would help with their own products to help this to be a nicer place. The grounds outside is disgusting. I shake my head. Shame on all of you. And I feel sorry for the taxpayers in Linden, because they're the ones that are putting the money out. They have no idea what this is. Do we have to expose this to? Do we have to go in there and show what it looks like? Show what it looks like from the outside that they're paying enormous taxes over? I'm begging you. I'm pleading with you. I want to work with you, no matter what it takes as a volunteer, whatever. We need to make this right. The animals are voiceless. We are their voices. And I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight until I fight no more, until I can't breathe anymore, because senseless killing of any creature in 2014 is not heard of. Thank you.
Gretchen Hickey.
Good evening, everyone. Gretchen Hickey
Good
in
evening.
Wood Road. On behalf of the Cultural Committee, I just have a couple updates. Thank you, Mayor, for the words before, kind words regarding September to Remember. This week, starting on Thursday evening, we have Mystic Vision Players is having their play. It's sponsored by the Linden Cultural Committee. It's all called All Shook Up. It's on July 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, and 26th at 8 p.m. and on July 20th at 3 p.m. On July 24th, Thursday, they're also having a free performance for any senior citizens that are interested in going. I have to say, it is very comparable to a Broadway show for $15 a ticket. They do an outstanding job. Being a part of this last year for the first time, I was extremely impressed. I truly was. You can also, before the show, go to Lenoir Restaurant, where they are having a fundraiser for Mystic Vision Players to raise some money, and you will receive 10% off of your food purchase. So there's nothing like an inexpensive dinner and a show for the family and supporting the community. The play is about it has many Elvis Presley songs, very upbeat, and I even know my son loves it, and he's 12, so it's really a fun performance for the whole family. September to Remember, getting back to that, it is on September 27th. This year we'll also be adding motorcycles. The promenade, we're trying to turn it into like a kids' cultural village with arts and crafts and pictures. Instead of having bands all afternoon, we're going to have in the afternoon any dancing schools that are interested, or karate studios that are interested, school performances. They like to perform, they can get in touch with us at September to Remember 2014 at Gmail. And I think that's about it. We're still looking for vendors, so anyone that's interested in being a vendor. And the last thing is, in the 10th Ward, thanks to 9th Ward Dawn Beviano and our Councilman Medina, they're going to be having a garage sale. It's a community-wide garage sale. If anybody is interested in the 10th Ward, please feel free to contact me. We'll be handing out maps, working together as a team to make a successful event for the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Council conference meetings will be held on Monday, August 18, 2014 at 6 p.m. in the Council Conference Room, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, August 19, 2014 at 6 p.m. in the Council Conference Room, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. Council meeting will be Tuesday, August 19, 2014, at 7 p.m. in the council conference chambers, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yes.
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 Archie.
Yes, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah.